and welcome back. And now I want to welcome, oh my God, one of my favorite people, a special guest here tonight.
Fred, you're too kind.
Comedian, international, spectacular, funny, one of the funniest people ever, Martha Chaves.
Thank you.
Also in your intro, you forgot, newly crowned Canadian Comedy Award winner, Martha
Yes.
Chaves. There you go.
Oh, round of applause then.
Thank you.
So what's new?
Well, I won for the first time they have the category of best stand-up comic in the Canadian Comedy Awards, both for male and female. Before it was best female stand-up comic.
Oh, I see.
And I won
Okay.
it. And I also entertained the Prime Minister at the EGAL Identity Gala on the 24th of May.
Nice.
I performed for Justin Trudeau, as they call it. Yes. Yeah.
Is he as nice as he seems?
Even nicer?
Is he as good looking as it looks?
I tell you, ask my wife. She was like,
True.
pull yourself together. Pull yourself together.
Damn.
No, he's very nice. You know that I told a joke in which it's my usual joke that I said that I did elocution lessons. Peter Piper. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. And then I said, who believes that? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the homeless. And Trudeau was laughing. But he was laughing.
How not Canadian?
He was laughing. And he went, like really. And I think I could see a glimpse of his perfect tears. You know, like a little glimpse of his perfect tears that he should be selling on eBay because I'm sure they cure arthritis. I am sure. And then I did a joke in which I called Trump, I called him Mango Mussolini, Danny Three Wives, the Tasmanian Devil on crack, and Trudeau was laughing. Linda taped him laughing, and he was laughing, and then when I started talking about Trump and calling him those names, he was like this. Like he wanted to laugh, but I'm sure that now after the commentaries about Canada, he's with Sophie at night. Le Mango Mussolini, Le Tasmanian Devil and crack, you know. So it was good. It was nice.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's get into the talking point, a bee in her bonnet. Okay, so comedians have really, you were talking about jokes about Trump.
Yeah.
A lot of satirists, comedians have been getting into some trouble.
Yeah.
Most notably, a few weeks ago, Samantha Bee. Leah, you referenced this a little while ago. And you know something? Does everybody know what she called Ivanka Trump? A feckless
Cunt.
Does everybody know what the word feckless means? Because if so, please tell me. I have no
I'm not
idea.
really
Sounds like
clear on that either.
You do know?
Yes. No.
Oh, you don't know as well.
Okay.
thought you were
I don't
offering
know.
it.
Thanks
I
for
can't-
sharing
for us.
the
I was
ignorance.
like somebody to tell me.
no. Like,
I wish, man. I don't know what it means. I
like
don't know what it
no, like
means.
someone. If you have no backbone, if you don't stand up for
Oh,
things,
spineless.
You're feckless.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we must say why she called her that.
right? Okay, this
Who the feck knew?
this is the. I mean, okay, Martha,
She
explain.
called her that because there was the news that they are snatching little children off their parents' arms at the border.
Which they are.
She, Ivanka, criminal, I wouldn't have called her a cunt. I would have said a con artist, a criminal, all of the other C
Other
words.
C words.
A conniving, Ivanka cunt. I would have said all of those things because she put a picture of her in an embrace with her own child. So Samantha called her that, which, you know, it was harsh. But she deserved it.
Also,
it's
she
a-
uses
and
that
a-
word on her show all the time.
All the time.
She uses
that's
it all
true.
the
She's
and-
like,
It's really
this
not.
is just a case of people
And-
cherry picking things with no context.
and they blipped it. It's not that she actually said it. And not only that, is the thing is that all of these people are up in arms about freedom of speech when it comes about loving your guns and about speaking bad about minorities. But something that a comedian says make them squirm. When the president himself gave instructions of how to grab women by the pussy on television, and he said it was locker room talk. So it's totally a double standard because she was right. Ivanka Trump is a cunt. And I'm not.
That was a hard scene.
And
Took the words right out of my mouth.
After your
and-
tirade about how
and-
you wouldn't have said it.
No, I wouldn't have said it in my own TV show that is a.
But you're on the point now, so it's okay to say
It's a point. I'm making a point.
This show can go down.
No,
No problem.
But I can say it because I have one. Because that
That's true.
yes,
That's true.
I can say it because I have because that word is usually used. Any female genitalia is usually used to demean people.
I
bitch or
never
cunt or
understood using like dick and that word. I don't even like saying that word, but I never understood.
the word dick?
No,
Dick?
the C word.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it. I don't like using it. But I don't understand why it's like calling someone a dick. I'm like, well, dicks are nice. Why is that?
But dick should be even more insulting than cunt because even missiles are in the shapes of dicks. I have yet to see a monument like the Washington Monument that is a huge dick
Phallic
in the
object,
shape of a cunt, like a nice conch shell where you can go and listen music by Sarah McLachlan and Birkenstocks. You know what I mean?
Do it.
Yeah,
And they should be like
They should
Sex
be.
and the City reruns.
No,
24/7.
that topic
Horrible
really
show.
discombobulates me because I am seeing it. They are coming for the people that criticizes that administration and all totalitarian. I come from a country where there was a dictatorship.
And you're from?
From Nicaragua. And
I don't know if
all,
this is like a high
all
five moment.
totalitarian regimes go after humorists. Like recently, they fired a cartoonist by the name of Rob Rogers from the Pittsburgh
Post-Gazette.
Yeah, Post-Gazette. He was the editorial cartoonist because of the cartoons about Trump. That only happens in regimes like the Soviet Union, like the former
Yeah,
Soviet Union,
what
and
she's
all of
talking
that,
about.
yeah.
After 25 years as the editorial cartoonist for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, a man by the name of Rob Rogers was fired because he criticized Trump in his cartoons.
Wait, this is in America?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is in
That's how
America.
it starts, guys. Start applying for
Of
those.
course.
And a quick side note on this whole
Favor.
freedom of speech thing. When Trump tweets out that Sam Bee should be fired and all of these things as the president of the United States, that actually is an infringement on her
On the
First
freedom
Amendment
of
rights
speech.
because that is the government who is trying to punish you for what you are saying. So there are lots of
Exactly.
other things where people get fired for what they say and do on social media and things because people don't remember that freedom of speech is freedom from the government, not freedom from consequences.
Exactly,
And it's
freedom
about
from the
governmental
government.
persecution.
Well, look what happened to Kathy Griffin, right? I mean, that was really harsh what she did, but she lost a lot of business. She lost
Yeah.
a lot
Really
of
not
endorsements.
that funny. I was
But
just like,
you-
okay.
It wasn't
No,
But,
but
but
what
she
about-
shouldn't
I'm gonna
have
tell
been.
you
She shouldn't have been
something, though.
punished
She-
the way that she was.
It was-
She,
It
was too
she
much.
did that because of the cover of Der Spiegel. In the cover of that magazine, German magazine, they had a machete with a bloody head of Trump. It was tasteless, but Kathy
was
Griffin
tasteless.
is tasteless. But I
Hashtag the point
no,
live.
no. But I have been
describe your comedy.
piñatas in the shape of Trump. What is the difference? That she put the blood. It was tasteless, but it wasn't to be persecuted by the president of the United States. And as she said it herself, if she hadn't had any money, she wouldn't have been able how to survive because the herds of people
Everything-
that support Trump were she had to hire
Everything was
bodyguards for
canceled.
her mother, for not only cancer,
Her
her
dying sister,
life
yeah.
was in danger.
I just want to know, when do we start calling it the Trump regime?
think
we
anytime
I think we
now.
already have. Speaking
no
of-
longer an
well,
administration.
speaking of the Trump regime, I mean, her picture's up there too. Roseanne Barr, who some say is part of the Trump regime. I mean, I don't know
She's
how much
back.
we want to even deal with her right now, but she's on the
She's
other
a
side of
slob.
it and got.
Wicked.
Yes,
I
she
mean,
got
her show
fired.
is canceled.
Yeah, but
Amen to
I have an answer
She
to
had that coming.
too. I have an answer for that too. Roseanne, it's not a question that it was one tweet. She's been tweeting racist conspiracy theory
Yes.
things for years.
Very
And
racist.
Roseanne, when she was little, to her defense, Roseanne had a huge accident in which her brain was compromised, and she's batshit crazy. And
Really?
Well, then she should
probably-
have her own show.
No,
Hashtag new
no,
information.
I am even surprised. Like, kudos to her that she even managed to have a show with all of her problems.
Well, and that's the thing. ABC
Yeah.
knew what they were getting in bed with.
Exactly, but I think that she probably drove them insane on set, and they were looking for a. They
Right.
were looking for a little excuse to get rid of her.
And,
That's
and
my
I
opinion.
do think that, I mean, okay, so Samantha Bee was crass, but Roseanne Barr was racist.
Yeah,
like,
there's a
Yeah,
huge
not the
difference.
same thing.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not the same.
No, no, no.
And the
No.
president
People comparing
of
the two?
ABC is a black
Yes.
woman.
Oh, they are
That's
comparing.
lot of people
why.
were, yeah.
That's why the right wing went after Samantha Bee because the
was a
Samantha Bee
backlash,
thing
yeah.
happened right after
After
Roseanne
that,
was
yeah.
canceled. So the right wing went, well, Roseanne had to pay for her sins. Why not Samantha Bee?
No,
But
But
it's
it's not. It's not.
The right should
comparable.
know.
It's
The
not
right should
comparable.
know that
No.
telling it like it is shouldn't get you fired. She
No,
was
no,
saying
no.
that Ivanka Trump is a feckless cunt because Ivanka Trump is a feckless
Well,
cunt.
this
but
is
she was
okay.
just being racist.
You
Those
were
are totally different things.
Martha, you were talking about the reason why Samantha Bee was so angry because of the issue of the Trump administration ripping children of refugees away from their parents as they cross the southern border of the U.S.
Yeah.
This week, as we tape this, both Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary,
Fuck that woman.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
They
You enjoy that.
both cited the Bible, saying
And that's
it was
the line, guys.
biblical
No.
that they do this.
I'm going to tell you something. Don't need 3 wives. He's a liar and an adulterer. We know that because he's been married 3 times. The Bible condemns adultery. They have to stone you to death. And lying, and he's a liar. Like we have separation of church and state. And to hear a guy with a southern, with his southern accent to quote the Bible, laughing that you have to separate. You just remember when they did it to. It's not the first time they do it. They did it to slaves. They did it when they interned prisoners over Japanese prisoners. They have your country sucks. I'm sorry to say it,
country
but your country.
I voted
sucks.
for Hillary. I swear, I voted for Hillary.
And Fred, don't. Let me know if I'm wrong here, but I think they asked if they could quote the specific scripture they were referring to in the Bible, and they couldn't.
No, they did.
Or they did.
Yeah,
They just
it-
did.
it
Do
you know
was-
what the scripture
it,
is?
It had
Wait.
to do with it is biblical to
follow the
to
law.
follow the law.
To follow the
No,
law.
But the irony of that
so
is
general.
that this is not a law. What the Trump administration is doing right now
That's too
with
general.
refugees and their children is not the law. It is a Trump administration policy, and it is a lie for Trump to go on the lawn of the White House after talking to his Fox and friends to say this is the Democrats' fault. And the
No.
Democrats
Which
in
is- yeah,
Congress
because
should
they
step
didn't
up and
change the
do
law.
something about it. The Trump administration is actually separating the children, saying that we're going to bathe them. We're
Like in the
taking your
Holocaust.
children to the showers, and then the kids are never returned to their parents. I'm sorry. As a Jew,
A friend of
That-
mine.
I was
about
A
to
friend of
say.
mine.
That's pretty bad.
said it- a friend of mine said it very beautifully.
One would say it's very
earlier.
cunty.
A friend of mine said it very earlier today. He said, when people ask, what would you have done during World War II with the rise of the Nazis? Now you have your answer because this is what's happening. Like, this is the same policies, the same things that are happening. So if you ever question what your response would be, what is your response?
Exactly.
Because that's what's going on.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you that I am a little bit stressed and I haven't even been funny. Would you have given me that prize if you hear me talking in the show without knowing? No, but it's driving me insane to see the rise of the asshole. There are assholes rising everywhere. We have our own asshole here now. Mr.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ontario.
We are talking about
Brand
your
new one.
country.
That's another word. It's like, why is asshole a bad thing?
It has many functions.
Not to change the topic too radically. This is a little bit lighter, but Martha, I wanted to get your take on this. So there was this study done. It's actually a global study of LGBTQ women that found that 31% of LGBTQ women do not feel welcome or comfortable at pride celebrations.
I will know about that, because I always feel welcome everywhere, and because like
Well, because you're fabulous.
No, it's not that. It's like whenever I don't feel welcome, I think it's because they are racist, or because I'm fat, or because I'm an older broad. I have a lot of shit to feel unwelcome about. So I never
We all have
thought,
baggage, guys.
I never thought that it was
And everyone else.
misogyny. But who could be more misogynist than gay guys? Nobody. You only have to mingle with other gay guys, and lesbians don't talk about
Well-
cock. Gay guys love women comedian who talk about cock. I am
It's a
I
fact.
am a lesbian comedian. I
Lisa
don't talk
Lampanelli.
about vaginas either. I talk about stupid things. I talk about religion and about politics and things that you should not talk with people. But I have never felt. But I know about friends who have felt.
Well,
that
I
way.
mean, this is a whole other issue.
So you do have
Misogyny
friends?
amongst gay men is.
that they have
that feel left out. Is it because they feel left out during Pride?
It's just that men are the worst.
What is
Probably.
it?
Well,
Men are
you know,
awful all the time.
how do I say? As a woman and as a woman comedian,
Yeah.
I've been doing comedy for 25 years. Some of you were not even born when I started saying
Yeah.
telling jokes. You were not even, or you were 2 years old. I have.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
It's a male-dominated field
Yeah. Yeah.
in which in 2018 people still tell women comedians, I don't like women comedians, but I like you. Or I don't like Spanish people, but I like you. I
Fuck
don't
you
like
too, man.
lesbian comedians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Black people hear that all the time.
the
You're
time.
pretty for a black girl. Black people hear that all the time.
yeah, it's
Seriously?
All the time, man. Still.
So
Yeah.
do I feel left out at Pride? I feel left out because I don't have $1 million body. Let's face it.
Yeah.
I am
Well,
a
that's-
bear.
Well,
Arr!
Martha, you are always welcome here.
Yeah, I know. I know even straight boys like me. And look at this. Look.
Finally,
So,
somebody
I-
points to me
la-
when they say the straight boy. That never happens.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
Well, I
so
still
what-
doubt.
Take it in.
Also, I was the
you
only one
talk a lot
talking about
about
kissing a guy
politics.
earlier.
Before you go, what should people be thinking about? How should people be dealing with what's going on right now in the world?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what is happening in our country according to me. I am losing my mind because also in my country, Nicaragua, after the revolution that threw me away from my country was almost 40 years ago, and 40 years later, the government became, the Sandinistas became what they threw out. They are killing people. So I'm like really intense about politics. I'm seeing, as I say, the race, kind of like the race of evil everywhere, being from the left or the right. I think that Trump actually insulted the prime minister because the prime minister loves gay people. The prime minister have chosen a man who wears a turban to be his minister of defense. I have been following threads of American people dissing Trudeau, and that's what they are saying. Canada, you are allowing refugees in your country that are going to come to our country and bring Sharia law. You're bringing your Muslim lover, and I think we should be vigilant about the rise of the right here, because even if Andrew Scheer was so accommodating with Trudeau,
Conservative leader.
The conservative leader, forget it. They are out to get our country. They are out to get our Medicare. They are out to get gay people. I think the hatred against gay people is even also why they hate Obama. The evangelical church is taking power. That's what they are doing. Now they are quoting Bible and scripture for things that there is a separation of church and state. There is the same separation of church and state that of Christ and Christianity. You know what I mean? So we have to be very vigilant, get involved in grassroots movements and protests to not allow Ford to become a Trump, to not allow Scheer to win the election. I'm going to get kicked out. I don't have anywhere to go. What if they go after refugees here? I don't have anywhere to go. The leftists in my country don't want me. The people from Alberta don't want me here.
You can stay with Fred.
Scheer.
It's all right.
We want you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can stay with us.
We want you.
You're going to end up in the Yukon.
No.
Yeah.
The worst
They need
time.
everybody up there.
As long as
Yeah.
I go with my Linda anywhere, I will be happy. That's how we be. I am more Canadian than I ever was Nicaraguan because I came here when I was 17 years old, and I love Canada being Canada. So I think we have to promote that Canadianism that we all talk about, which like Canada has its sins, like residential schools and everything, but also Canada is not the United States. We should not be consuming things of the United States. We should consume Canada. You know why is it that they are after us? Because we love them so much. You know why we love them so much? Because they have better TV shows. But no, we have to beg to have good TV shows. We have to love Canada. We have to love Canadianism.
Woo! CBC.
Long live Canada.
Yeah.
And while you're applauding, please applaud
Thank
Martha
you.
Chavez. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thepointguys, and we'll be back right after this.
If I decide to run for office, you vote for me, bitches.
Yes.
Is that your official party slogan?
Vote for me, bitches.
Vote for me, bitches.